What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Aaliyah J. If you're new here, today we are going to be talking about mental health. Mental health is something that I've struggled with for years, and still even to this day, like literally like right now, like in this moment, like right now as you're watching, I am struggling, and I will forever be struggling because guess what? I'm human. This is something that humans go through, you know? I just think that like the narrative on mental health is kind of like wonky a little bit to me. Like the narrative on mental health, I feel like should just be so much better. I'm here to help change that narrative. Luckily, for the past few years, a lot of people have been opening up about mental health. And so now it's my turn to talk to you guys about my mental health journey, why as bad bitches we struggle with mental health issues. I also want to give, and also at the end of this video, I'll be giving you guys some resources of what I use, how I cope, how I get through things, this and that. A mental health journey is not easy and it's not linear. Like it's not gonna be like, oh yeah, like things are going great and it's gonna stay that way. No, life is a roller coaster. Life is a roller coaster and it is okay. While we have some girl chat and we talk, I'm gonna be doing my eyebrows and my lashes. I'm not sure if I wanna do like makeup today. I might, I don't know. But we're just gonna go with the flow. Everything I use is gonna be down below in the description box. I know I forgot to list it last time in my last girl chat, which I'm really sorry about, but it's gonna be there. I'm gonna be using like the false mascara because I really want to put on lashes that I don't have to take off for a few days. So I'm gonna be putting these on, but I'm gonna do my eyebrows, maybe some blush, I don't know. So yeah, let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it. Do y'all remember that song? Mental health is something that I feel like a lot of people are in the last few years just now starting to talk about. I can't even imagine like living back in like the old days and you can't talk about mental health or else you're crazy. Like that used to be the narrative, right? I don't know, I just feel like that is just so whack. Like I just feel like there's like a million and one reasons why we would be having mental health problems. Literally, we go through life, we have to deal with so much shit, and just as girls, like we just go through a lot of emotional things. Like not to mention we go on a emotional roller coaster when we have our period. We have to go through childbirth, heartbreaks, even like family situations. Like we have to be smart, we have to be educated, formed to like this body image that the whole world wants us to have, or else like we're not cool. I just feel like to be a bad bitch, it's really all about how you take care of yourself. It's not about how you look, it's about how you take care of yourself. And that's why I say bad bitches get depressed too, because if you're not taking care of your mental health, what are you doing? I have not always been a bad bitch, right? I got bullied in school. Obviously that was years ago, so like we're over that. But it's my story. Like I got bullied in middle school and in high school. Well, in high school I wasn't really getting bullied. I started whipping bitches asses in high school because I was sick of it in middle school. I got bullied in middle school and it was really hard for me, and that's when my anxiety really developed. I didn't know back then, but that's when it developed. My mom also wasn't educated on mental health. Like none of my family was really back then when I was a kid, which was like 2000 and let's say 6 or something. They still didn't even talk about mental health back then. It just wasn't something that was popularized or talked about in the open. But my mom literally had no clue, because how is she supposed to have clue if they're not even talking about it when I'm a kid? She didn't learn it when she was a kid. She actually just recently learned it as I've been learning about mental health. Like my whole family has been learning about mental health because I'm like the spokesperson about mental health in my family. Like it's actually funny because I recently learned that my grandmother Karen, she actually suffered with mental health issues as well, which I always say I'm so much like her. I do think that it is somewhat hereditary. I don't care what no one says, it's hereditary. Like there's no way that it just passes down the lineage. So I'll get more into that a little later, like my grandmother and stuff like that. I want to try out these new Wind Beauty concealers, and I want to try them out, but I'm not sure if any of these are my shade. This looks closer to me, but then it's like I feel like I need to mix. I think they might also oxidize as well. All right, I'm gonna try this one. It might be off color, but we're just trying it, okay? This is my first time trying it. So yeah, my journey with mental health, I started suffering with anxiety when I was in middle school. That's because I was going through so much in school as a kid. Like I was actually going through so much that I actually started failing my classes. My teacher had to like talk to my mom. My mom got me a tutor so that I can like pass and all of that stuff, and the tutor actually helped, but it was because I couldn't like focus on, you know, school, because I was going through so much. But like, I just remember like when I was younger, I would have these anxiety attacks. They would actually form when my father was going to work. My dad used to work overnight, right? And so he would get up at like, what time would he get up? He would get up at like 2 in the morning every single day and go to work. And so that's just always been the life that I've known when I was a kid, right? So when my anxiety started to form, it's so dark, but it's okay, we're gonna lighten it up. When my anxiety started to form, I would freak out whenever he would be downstairs in the kitchen getting ready for work at 2 a.m. I'm upstairs in my room. I would freak out because it's like my brain wasn't registering that it was actually him downstairs. It was just, I guess it was just like the moment to like let go of the anxiety and have the anxiety attack, and that would trigger it. Like my father getting ready for work would trigger it. And I would always think that someone was breaking into my house. And I actually did a story time on this. There was one time when I thought someone was breaking into my house and I jumped out of my bedroom window. Like I literally jumped out of the window because I had an anxiety attack because I thought someone was breaking in my house. I thought someone was in my house. I ran to my sister's room, which her bedroom was right across from mine. And I'm like, Jessica, like someone's breaking in. And she was just like, get out. And she's such a big sister, but the reason why she was saying get out was because I used to do this every single night. I would literally do this every night. I wouldn't jump out the window every night, but I would literally like freak out every night. So she was over it. For some reason this one night I was like, my anxiety was high. So she closes the door and she locks the door on me, her bedroom door. And I'm literally like, I'm literally shaking the door. I did a story time on this, so a lot of you might know this story, but for those who don't, I'm just like kind of telling you more details a little bit because I don't know if I told this much detail in the story time. I remember like just shaking her door like, open the door, open the door. And she was just not responding to me. Like she just finished watching TV. So in my head, I'm like, okay, she wants to die? I'm not dying in here. Like, mind you, I'm young, I'm a kid. I'm like probably like a preteen. Like I was in grade school. I wasn't even in high school. Wait, was I in high school? I think I was in high school. I was in high school. I don't know. I was still young, okay? I wasn't 18. So anyway, I'm like, okay, she wants to die in here. Like, I'm not dying in here. Like, I'm gonna go get help. And I opened my bedroom window. So the side window was like a little small, but I was able to climb out of it. And so I opened the window. I literally put my foot out of the window and put my other foot, and I was literally dangling from the side of the window. And I'm laughing now about this because like it's ridiculous, but like at the time I literally thought that I was in a crisis. Like I would have a lot of thoughts about dying. This concealer is dark, so I'm gonna actually like go back in with lighter shade and lighten it up. But I didn't know at the time that I was suffering from derealization, and I'm just gonna read the definition right now. Derealization is a mental state that causes a person to perceive the world around them as unreal, distorted, and distant. And so I say I was suffering with that because I remember in grade school, I remember when, like, I think I was in like the 3rd grade. I remember I went to the bathroom with my partner because we had to go to the bathroom with a partner. And I remember going to the bathroom and I was washing my hands. After I used the bathroom, I remember the girl that was with me, her name was Fantasia. I just remember saying to her, like, can you believe we're alive? Like, as a kid, like, who even thinks like that, you know? And so I always kind of suffered from like that derealization part of it all. And I think like as I got older, it just formed even more into like, oh my God, like we're people, like we die, like, oh my God, like how am I gonna die? And so that's something I would like actually obsess over. And I was a kid. And so there's a lot of other things that, you know, people might obsess about. Like some people might have been through a lot of trauma and they might obsess over that or whatever, but this is like real life, like this happens. And so I just remember always like kind of obsessing about that and just being in fear about that, like being in fear. I was also getting into a lot of fights, So that was also adding to like, you know, just my trauma state and just like my safety. And I can't remember, but I remember just never feeling safe, like ever. Like, and it wasn't because of anyone. This was just something that like, as a kid, like I would just always just would realize things like, oh my God, like this can happen. Like, this is crazy. So, and for that reason, I've never, ever, ever, ever felt safe in the world, like on earth. And so I never, I didn't know this at the time, obviously. So I wasn't able to express this to my mom or my parents or my sister. I was not able to express it to anyone. I wasn't able to say like, hey, like I need help. Like I'm suffering with this. I feel this way. I just kept it to myself. And I just thought like this was just how I felt and how I thought. Like I didn't even think about that part, that this is how I was thinking. I didn't think about it. And so anyway, I just remember just always having a fear of dying. And so every single night I would get triggered that like somebody was coming in my house, and I literally jumped out of the window because I wanted to save myself. And come to find out, it was my father. I ran to my next door neighbor's house. It was a girl that I used to play outside with all the time. I ran to her house, and I called my mom's phone. Back then, this is when we knew phone numbers by heart. I just remember screaming in the phone and just like telling them, and I don't know, it was really traumatic. I'm not gonna lie, it was really, really traumatic. My mom was so upset with me because obviously like I could have killed myself jumping out the window. I actually did hurt myself. I hurt my ankle, but luckily like nothing was serious. But I did hurt my ankle. I did like get a bruise on, I had a scratch on my leg, and so it was because of the way I fell. But yeah, my mom was pissed because she's like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like at that time, we would have all probably thought like, if that would have happened today, we would have all thought that like, okay, red flag, red flag. But back then, like we didn't know red flags and like what was what, right? Like little events like this would happen over time. I would just continue to freak out and have triggers, and you know, I didn't know that it was triggers, but like I just knew that I had all of these feelings. And so I just want to note, like I've never had a real anxiety attack until this moment. It was actually in like 2018 or 19. I was feeling so anxious this day. I have no clue why, but I was feeling very anxious. Around that time I had a boyfriend. I remember he had came over and we was just all eating like whatever food my mom had cooked and stuff like that. And I don't know why, but like my energy had shifted. Like I had gotten so like triggered and so annoyed, and I have no clue why. I'm still trying to figure it out to this day, but you know, I'm not gonna waste my time trying to think about it. I just remember like at one moment I couldn't breathe. I literally couldn't breathe. I ran upstairs to my mom. My then boyfriend was there, and I literally could not breathe. Like when I say couldn't breathe, I was hyperventilating. I was literally choking, and this was like a physical thing that was happening to my body. My face was red. I was like breaking out in hives, and it was just crazy. My mom had no clue what was going on. She called 911. The ambulance came. They literally like wheeled me out of my house on a fucking stretcher, and guess what it was? I had an anxiety attack. I had no clue that that's what anxiety attacks were. That day I learned what an anxiety attack was. And it's funny because one of the EMT workers, they actually said like, okay, you're fine, like you just might be having an anxiety attack, like your airways are open, you're okay. And I'm just like, no, like I can't breathe. Like I literally couldn't breathe. Like it was so bad. It was really bad. My mom was even freaking out because I literally couldn't breathe. And so I remember tweeting about it, and I was like, oh my God, like I literally just couldn't breathe. Like I had to go to the hospital, this and that. And some random person was just like, it sounds like you have an anxiety attack. And at first I was like, no. And then the more it started to happen, I started to have more and more anxiety attacks. No, not this is okay. And I was like, this is what it is. It is an anxiety attack. That person was right. And so I just remember around that era, I was having so much anxiety attacks. I also do think that like sometimes your anxiety attacks can come from just like your environment and the people that you're around and stuff. A lot of the people that I was around that time triggered me, like very much so, like triggered like my boundaries, like triggered everything. So I was just like not in a happy place, right? I just remember having several anxiety attacks. And so I always considered, like ever since then, I had considered getting on medicine for my mental health, but I was honestly like really scared, and I kind of wanted to do it like the organic way and just like figure out if, you know, this is really what I needed. The first thing I did in like around 2020 was get a therapist. I got a therapist who I absolutely adore. She is like the best person ever, and she really helped me learn how to navigate my feelings. It's almost like when I first started working with her, I woke up. Like I seriously feel like before then I was like, I don't know what was going on. Like I literally don't know what was going on. I don't remember anything that happened. Like I swear, I feel like I woke up. I feel like that's when I began like my awareness of those moments when I'm having anxiety attacks. My anxiety attacks had got so bad that like even the person I was dating at the time had to kind of learn how to like calm me down when I would have anxiety attacks, because they were so bad. Like really one of the things that are requirements when I enter relationships is that like you have to know that I do suffer with anxiety and depression, and you know, there's times where I may need you more than normal. Even the relationship I'm in now, he has definitely learned how to like help me calm down, breathe. And sometimes I just be needing that push and that like shoulder to lean on in those moments. Look at my lash so far, y'all. Really helped me learn how to navigate my feelings and like really just be self-aware. I did that for like a year or 2 years. Getting a therapist was honestly like the best decision that I have ever made for myself. I'm so happy that I did that and I took that leap. It was really hard when I first started talking to a therapist because I had to open up about a lot of things that triggered me. And I had to like literally take responsibility for the things that I also caused on myself. Little do we know, we cause a lot of things that we don't have to go through. Like there's a lot of things that we deal with that we don't have to deal with. We take on a lot as humans. And just as people that like just care about the things in life, you know, we care about people, we care about certain things, and a lot of those things are not our weight to carry. And so I realized that I was carrying a lot of weight. Finding a therapist is not going to be easy. Like I went through maybe like 3. I finally found one that I felt like helped me become the person that I wanted to become. Once you go on your mental health journey and try to find a therapist, if you are looking to do that, which I highly recommend, it's not going to be the easiest process. So I just want to say, like, if you're doing that, don't get discouraged, don't get upset, don't get frustrated. Well, I mean, it's normal to get frustrated, but like this is the process. And if you want to handle your mental health and really get to a point where you can handle it, these are the things you have to go through. Everything has trials and tribulations. So don't let this one discourage you, because you can find your person and you can do it. It even got to the point where I needed it twice a week. I needed someone to talk to twice a week. Yes, and it was that serious, and I was paying out of pocket for this. It wasn't until October of last year that I actually started to look into a psychiatrist. The difference between a therapist and a psychiatrist: the therapist is someone that they give you coping skills, they give you tools and techniques on how to deal with whatever you are suffering with or dealing with. A psychiatrist is someone who prescribes you medicine. Since October, literally October 31st is the day that I got on first pill of medicine for my anxiety and depression. But ever since I did that, a new door has opened. I feel like I am like constantly like opening doors. It's actually such a journey that like I am so proud that I took on. I'm telling you guys this whole story because I want you guys to know that like it's literally okay. Like you're not crazy. Like this is like, we have a brain. Like we're humans, we have brains that need help sometimes. Like this is normal. I decided to use an app to find a psychiatrist. Didn't really have to search that hard, honestly, because the apps really do help you find someone who is literally right for you. The app that I used was ThriveWork. There are several apps that I like to use or that I think that are good. I'll list them down below in the description box, but the one that I personally used is called thrivework.com. I don't know if they have an app or not, but I know I went on the website. There's like so many apps that you can download on your actual phone. Like when I went on ThriveWork and I put in exactly what I was looking for. I was looking for a psychiatrist to prescribe me medicine and it asks you, what are you suffering with? I'm suffering with depression, I'm suffering with anxiety, and honestly I just wanted to be evaluated because I wasn't sure if I was suffering from anything else. So the psychiatrist will evaluate you, you'll take a test, and they'll tell you what it sounds like you're suffering with and all of these things. And so this is totally from the comfort of my home. And so I put all of that information in, and then I put in where I'm located, because sometimes to have a psychiatrist you have to literally like get a doctor in the same area that you live in. I searched through a lot of them, and you're actually able to like click on one and read the bio of what they cater to, like who they cater to. A lot of people will be like young adult women, LGBT, abandonment issues. Like there's some who have family trauma, there's some who have marriage, there's some who have relationships, there's some who have dealing with narcissistic parents. There's so many categories of psychiatrists and therapists on that one app. You can find a psychiatrist and both therapists on that app. I picked one woman that I felt like her bio felt like she would understand me. You're able to like schedule a call on the app. Like you literally pick a time and a day. You either pay for it with your insurance if that's what you want to do, or you pay for it out of pocket if that's what you want to do. When my time came to do my session, I just told her everything that like I was kind of dealing with, and she definitely asked me like, do I think I'm dealing with this like for a lifetime, or is it just situational? Like, you know, sometimes people are going through situations right now that they kind of need help to get out of. Let's say someone's going through a divorce, they might need a little bit more help and serotonin to kind of like pick themselves up and get out of the little funk that they're in. I just kind of told her my history, the same stuff that I told you guys. And so she said I was definitely a candidate for anxiety and depression medicine, and she prescribed me 5 milligrams of Lexapro. Lexapro is an anxiety and depression medicine. It's an SSRI. If you guys want to look that up, you can. Nowhere am I telling you that you have to take this or you have to do this. This is just my story. She prescribed me 5 milligrams of that. She told me what to look for, as it was going to be my first time taking it. I'm going to say right now that getting on anxiety and depression medicine was the best thing I could have ever done for myself. I literally thank myself till this day. Every single day that I wake up, I literally thank myself for getting on anxiety and depression medicine. Like, I literally don't know where I would be right now if it wasn't for the help and the resources that are on Google out there, or for this medication. Like, this medication is made for people like me. So I literally wake up every single day thanking God that there are resources that can help people like me get through the day. I just want to say, like, I have struggled a lot with my consistency on social media and stuff. Now that I am getting the help, I really think that my anxiety and depression has a lot to do with my consistency and, like, you know, my work ethic. I would like get in depressive states a lot. That's one that would already stop me from doing my work and doing what I need to do. But then I will also like just overthink a lot, like, and that was the anxiety part. Like, I would overthink a lot about, like, you know, if I'm doing it right, if I'm even worth this and that. And you know, anxiety and depression has a lot to do with like self-esteem. Like, it made my self-esteem really low. I wasn't able to focus on the things that I need to focus on. I wasn't able to be as confident when it came to certain things. And so I literally thank myself to this day, because like my mental health has gotten in such a better place, and I've been able to actually think a little better and navigate my feelings so much better. When I first started, I was on Lexapro. I started at 5, like that's the lowest you could start, and I went all the way up to 20. That's the highest you can go. I am in love with Lexapro. Lexapro is my girl. I actually just recently got off of it, and that's because it was making me gain so much weight. It actually makes me gain so much weight to the point where like everyone thinks I'm pregnant right now. Actually not. It's just that I've gained a lot of weight because of the anxiety medicine. I've actually gained over 30 pounds. A lot of people who are taking Lexapro right now are really suffering with the weight gain. My doctor actually said like she's not sure why this is happening with Lexapro, because she's been doing this for years, and she thinks that maybe they like changed the medicine. She's not sure, but we ended up switching me over to Prozac. As of right now, I'm on Prozac, and I'm at my really lowest dose because I just switched over. And so Prozac has been holding me down for the last few weeks. But I say all that to say I'm literally so happy that I believed in myself enough to take care of my mental health. I just feel like that's what bad bitches do. Like, seriously, if you're not taking care of yourself, what are you doing? Like, bad bitches take care of their business and they stand on business. I'm standing on business. Like, I am so proud of myself, you guys. Like, I literally got the help that I needed, and I'm like doing this shit. Like, I'm able to think clearly. I'm able to make decisions that are just not about my feelings. I'm able to make smarter decisions these days. You know, it's not that easy to do that when you're suffering from anxiety, because your feelings are like all over the place. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like the baddest bitch because of that. Like, because of that one fact that I took care of my mental health makes me feel like the baddest bitch. Like, there is nothing that no one can tell me. My mental health is in order, okay? Like, what are you talking about? I actually brag about mental health. I don't know, I just feel like a bad bitch. That's just what it is. I'm a bad bitch. And as bad bitches, we need help because we deal with so much stuff. Like, I feel like when you take care of your mental health, that's what makes you a bad bitch. That's the soft life. And you will never really be like 100% at peace, right? Because this is life. Like, life is not linear. And so I just feel like if you really want to be like that girl and you really want to live this soft life and you really want to do all of these things, the first step is always to get your mental health together. When you get your mental health together, you get everything else together. You're able to see yourself more clearly. You're able to see the world more clearly. Actually, a gateway of me really learning to really like accept myself and love myself for exactly who I am. Everyone's saying like, you know, I'm gaining weight and I'm getting pregnant and all of this stuff. If this was me before the medicine or before the help, I probably would have been torn down about this, you know, because of all of the pressure that the internet would have been putting on me, and then I would have been putting on myself. Now it's like, I don't put that pressure on myself because I know myself and I can validate myself. Me getting the help, like, I'm able to think a little more clear to where I can validate myself and say, okay, I have gained weight and it's okay. Like, it's a body. Bodies change. Like, my body's not gonna stay the same. I'm getting older. I just turned 30. What do you want me to do about it? Okay, you think I'm gaining weight, you see I'm gaining weight. What the fuck do you want me to do about that? Seriously though, like, really, what do you want me to do about that? It's my body. I don't know, I feel like I've gained such like a bigger confidence since I've gotten the help that I needed. And that's why I brag about it. Like, I brag about getting help in my mental state. Like, that's a fucking flex to me, if you ask me. And I just hope that like I can encourage you guys to get the help that you need if you feel like you are suffering from any mental health issues. It may be OCD, it may be anxiety, it may be depression, it may be ADHD, it may be bipolar, it may be schizophrenia. Okay, so this is like where I keep my anxiety medicine. This is my anxiety medicine, but I take this and I fill it in here because sometimes I have to take it out with me. I take it every single day, once a day, and I have my alarm clock set on my phone. And so once my alarm clock goes off, it's gonna go off in like an hour right now. It's a pill case, by the way. This is a little bedazzled pill case that I got from Amazon, and I make sure I always bring this out with me if I haven't taken my medicine for the day. When my alarm goes off, I open it and I take medicine. I'll actually take one right now. I'm supposed to take it in an hour, but like, you can take it whenever. So this is my Prozac. I'm actually not that good at taking pills, so I still struggle from taking pills since I was a kid. I literally struggle with taking pills, like even like Tylenol. But yeah, I'll take one and then close it back and put it back in my bag. And I just feel like this is just like my bad bitch case. No, you can be a bad bitch and make it glamorous. Like, I'm a bad bitch and I literally struggle with my mental health. And it's okay. Like, there's actually so many pill bottles that I want and I want to like get because I want multiple. Like I said, I kind of brag about like mental health. So what it makes me feel like is like everything is gonna be okay. Like, I think a lot of people think that like when you take like anxiety medicine or depression medicine, you're like, whoa. And no, it's not like that. Like, I literally feel like a normal person. Honestly, all it does is just balance the serotonin in your brain. There's chemicals in your brain and sometimes they may be unbalanced, and all it does is just add the balance to it so that you're able to think clearly and just have a normal life. When I take it, like, I don't feel any different. Like, I just take it so that it's in my system, but like, I don't take it and then like 30 minutes later I'm like, Like, no, I'm normal. When I first took Lexapro, which was the first medicine that I told you guys I started taking, my doctor told me that I would have like a slight headache and stuff like that, and I definitely did. That was one of the side effects that you suffer from when you first take it, because it's trying to, like, you know, get in your brain and balance and all of that stuff. But I just remember like not being able to sleep, like, because it makes you like not be able to sleep for like maybe like a few days. I couldn't really sleep like that, and I just remember like thinking about puppies, and I was just like literally in the dark just like smiling, and it was working. Like the medicine was working. Usually I would have been up worrying and like freaking out, like, oh my god, like I gotta do this, I gotta do that, like, oh my god, like, is my business gonna fail, like everyone's gonna say I'm not posting online, oh my god, this and that, like all of this stuff. And I literally let that shit go. Like, once I started taking this medicine, I literally let all of that go. Like, now I'm at a point in my life where like I'm gonna do what the fuck I want when I want. Like, I'm not wrong. Like, nothing I do is wrong. And I think I used to always just go through that. Like, I used to always just blame myself for everything, and I used to feel bad about everything. I used to feel guilty if I didn't do something right, or in my head it's not right. I used to feel bad and like shit a lot. And so I just remember like once I got on the medicine, I let all of that shit go. Like, I didn't give a fuck anymore. Like, I literally didn't care about anything in a good way, where it's like if something went wrong and it wasn't like life or death, then it was like, okay, like it can get fixed, you know, like we'll fix it, like it's okay, we're all fine, everyone's fine, it's okay, it'll get fixed. That is now where I'm at in life with it. Like if it ain't harming me, and if it ain't taking money out my pockets or whatever, it's okay. Like, it can get fixed and it's okay. Like, this is how life goes. I recently learned that my grandmother is also mental health issues. She did take Prozac at one point, and that just shows you that, like, you know, mental health problems are normal. Our grandmothers and mothers probably deal with mental health problems that they literally know nothing about. A lot of people don't understand or don't know that they have mental health problems, and sometimes they don't want to find out either, because it's a hard reality. Because to them, in their head, they are crazy, and that's not true. You're not crazy if you get help for your mental health. Actually, what you are is sane, because amen, like that's something you should be doing. Because if you're not getting help, what are you doing? I really hope that I can encourage you guys to get your mental health together. Like I said, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. Bad bitches have mental health problems, and bad bitches get depressed too. Okay, I think I like my lashes like this. So I use both Falscara and Seamless, which will be linked below. I'm actually thinking about getting my lashes done, because I feel like I do such minimal makeup now that I can actually get my lashes done, and I like the look of like your lashes done when you don't have makeup on. I actually am gonna put on concealer though, only because I'm gonna be filming a video, a Sims video. If you guys didn't know, I do like to play Sims. That's actually one of my coping skills that I use. I like to play Sims, and I also like to color in adult coloring books. Probably don't know about adult coloring books, because obviously, like, it's coloring books, you would think that they're for kids, but like adult coloring books are so helpful. Literally, it's like the best thing ever. You guys, I actually just realized that like my lace was all up in the camera, and I did not put the makeup on it that I should have. Mind you, I just filmed this whole video like that. That's something that would have literally ruined my whole day just now. I would have literally like went ape shit just now. I filmed that whole video and my lace was looking crazy in the camera, which I'm sure it was. So if you see that, please ignore it. But this video is important, so I'm still gonna post it. Like, in those situations, the medicine has really helped me be like, okay, it's okay. Like, it's not the end of the world. It's a freaking lace. It's a lace. Like, we know it's not real. Like, how do you expect it to look like my scalp? It's a lace. I don't know, I just feel like I'm able to handle situations way better now. Like, why are you suffering if you don't have to? Is it because you're scared? Okay, we're all scared of things. None of us know what we doing on this earth. Like, we're literally all just trying to figure it out. Like, no matter how many years the earth can go back to 1900 BC, whatever. We don't know. We don't have the skill, and it's okay. Like, it's life. It's not gonna be perfect. Do not be afraid to get help. Do not be afraid to, you know, people are gonna think you're crazy, or you're gonna think you're crazy. You're not crazy if you get help. You're crazy if you don't get help. You're crazy if you actually are suffering with something and you don't get help. Bad bitches get depressed too. So one of the things that I actually do is journal. Here's my journal. I have a lot of journal entries that go all the way back to 2021. A lot of this is written in, like, journaling is so therapeutic. The more that I journal and then I'm able to look back and read it, and I'm like, wow, like, I was really feeling like that at that time. I have so much gratitude for that. And that makes it easier to be a little bit more vulnerable, because this is a safe space. No one's gonna read this, right? I know there's gonna be years to come that I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna be like, wow, like, I've grown so much. Such an amazing experience when you read your journal from years ago. So I'll read a journal entry to you guys from October 6th, 2021. I haven't wrote in this journal in a while, which I am disappointed about, but I'm going to try my best to stick to it. For the past few days, I've been trying to organize my life. It's been so hard, but I realized that this is what I need to do. This is what I need to do to be better and feel better. I'm constantly feeling overwhelmed, and it's because I'm not organized and I don't plan. Today feels really shitty, and I don't know why. I'm currently trying to find a way to create my own graphics for Karen and Rita because I don't have a designer. But for some reason, I just feel so shitty doing that. I feel like what I'm doing is not important and that I have other things I should or could be doing, but I don't. But I have things to do, and I'm doing it tomorrow. Today, I'm gonna skip over this. I hate this feeling, and I hope by the end of today I find the root of the issue and feel better. Amen. XOXO. Here is my adult coloring book. This one says Find Your Aesthetic. I got this on Amazon, and it basically is just like a whole bunch of like pictures that you can color in. It has like so many aesthetics. As you guys know, I'm really good at makeup, so I didn't know that I was that good at coloring as well, but if you think about it, it's the same thing. So this is one of my pictures. I really love coloring because like I just hyper focus on like shading and stuff like that. Like, it's something I do during the night. Sometimes I like have wine and I'll just be coloring and just shading and just like going at it. This was another one that I did, but I didn't finish because I had got tired. But here's one. I love shading. Like, I love like shading around the forehead and like the collarbone. I just love that stuff. These are just two of my coping mechanisms that I use to really get me through my anxiety or my depression. Oh, look at this. That's for my anxiety medicine. I've been recording for that long. Yes, I have the Kim Possible sound. I hope you guys are really getting the help that you need, because it is very important to get the help that you need. All the things that you want to do are literally in arm's reach. All you have to do is show up for yourself. There's gonna be anybody that shows up for you. It's going to be you. No one is gonna show up for you the way you can show up for you. Be your own best friend and show up for yourself. No matter how hard it feels, no matter how shitty it feels, you literally got this. You can do this. This is not the end of the world, and you can literally get through this. There's so many people who have gotten through this as well, and they are here. You don't have to go through this. You don't have to live like this forever. Life may be miserable right now, and you might be going through so many hardships, but there are resources that you can use to help you. You know, I've been doing YouTube for such a long time, and a lot of people tell me that, like, you know, I've changed their life, or I got them through a lot of things and I made them see things a different way. And so I hope that I just can always continue to do that for you guys, my army, because you guys have been here for me. You guys have been here through every step of my life. And so all I ever want to do is just empower you guys to be your best self, always. That was the reason why I started YouTube anyway. Like, I started YouTube so I can teach girls how to be the baddest bitch that they can be. Little did I know it was gonna turn into such like a more powerful thing where my words hold so much weight in you guys' life. And so I just hope that, you know, I can be your voice and be like your backbone and push you to get the help that you need. And so please take this video. If you're watching this, this is a sign that it's gonna be okay. You can do this. You can get the help that you need right now, today, and it's gonna be okay. Let today be your start. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really hope that this helps you. Save this video, like this video. If you have to come back to it, come back to it and rewatch it over. Sometimes we need a little bit more push. Sometimes you might have to look up other videos. I don't know. But you can watch this video as many times as you want. And I'm always here for you guys. And if there are any other topics that you think I should talk on, make sure you mention them down below in the comment section, or you can write me on Instagram or Twitter, wherever, and I'll add it to my list of girl chats to do. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I can't wait to see you guys as your best self. Thank you guys. I love you.